Hello there, Richard.
Let's try this.
Yes, I got you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
No?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, cool. All right, man.
Just put mine. Okay, I'm all
Hey,
set. How are you?
Richard. My name's John.
I'm Richard.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right. I'm all
All
right.
right.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah, man. It's good to meet you. I liked what you guys were doing. I like Jake.
Mm-hmm. Jake Breathe.
Yep, he's a good buddy of yours.
Yeah, that's right. You know Jillian as well? Jillian
Yeah.
Wisborg?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a good friend of mine too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, good people.
Nice, nice. So I know that I know you've got good company.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm sure that you're conscious by by the
By
friends you
association.
keep by association. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would say so. I've chosen my friend circle very carefully today. It's a lot of community people that are into anything from yoga to mindfulness to dance. I mean, I don't know how much you've seen of my social media, but I came through a pretty serious heroin addiction. So
Oh, wow.
about 2.5 years ago, I finally cut out the heroin and the drug use. But it took 7 years to get to that point, and there was a lot of a lot of organ damage and a lot of shit that happened during those 7 years that I was using drugs. But yeah, needless to say, things have gotten a lot better than they were a little while ago. But there's still layers of healing that I think have to happen.
Okay. Okay. So how old are you, Richard?
I turned 30 in 2 weeks.
Wow. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long was the trip?
The drug addiction
Yeah.
was 2011 until 2017. Halfway through 2017, July 27, I got sober.
So it was like 6 years?
Yeah, six years. Yeah, 6, 7, 6.5, something like that.
Wow. Wow. That's huge, eh? Wow.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
stepped on a banana peel.
something like that.
That's a fucking woohoo.
Yeah, I mean, hence the importance of community, right? For me today, and men's circles, the men's work and Sacred Sons, like it's all really healing and really empowering, and that's where my passion truly lies now. So today I don't regret anything that I've been through. I'm just trying to find the like best way forward, one could say,
Yeah.
because it was that terrifying pain and suffering that pushed me into a life of spirituality and mindfulness. Otherwise, I would have never chosen to wake up, right? It kind of happened by virtue of the pain and the suffering that I was in. So um, yeah, it's been interesting for sure.
So do you mind sharing with me a little bit about how that awakening happened?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So right after I started using, I immediately lost control. So it was like 3, 4 weeks in that right away I knew that I had to figure this out. And that's where I started trying to recover. I started trying to get sober. And I did that by, I went to AA meetings, I went to NA meetings, I got a counselor, I was talking to my doctor. I tried antidepressants, I tried methadone, and I was kind of trying bits and pieces of recovery for those years until a point where finally, I mean, there were overdoses in there were hospital trips. I was on life support for 6 days back in 2013. So it was getting worse and worse and worse up until the point where I finally not only understood and felt the impact that my drug use was having on my own life, but I saw for the first time with clarity the effect it was having on my parents. So it was an overdose and a relapse in July of 2017, where instead of getting onto a flight to go to Poland with my mom, to spend time with my grandma who was dying at the time. I put myself in the hospital. And then when I was in detox a few weeks later, I was talking to my mom on the phone who went to Poland on her own. And she had said straight up that she'd come to terms with the fact that both her mother was dying and that her son was dying. So in that moment, she totally let go of any remaining hope that I was going to get better at all, and really finally like cut ties and said, I'm done supporting you, done enabling you, and you're on your own. And it's that one that was the moment that my healing actually truly began, because there are people all the meanwhile in like recovery communities that were ready and willing and able to support me, but I hadn't been ready to accept that help. Right, like I had a lot of deeply ingrained ideas around what it meant to be a man, you know, what it meant to have pride, what it meant to be independent, what it meant to get things done on your own, and I was still convinced that I was going to figure out the problem myself until that moment. And then I finally like went to detox, went to rehab, I went to Alcoholics Anonymous, I completed the 12 steps, and I recovered, first through a 12-step fellowship.
So it was the release of love from your mother.
Yes.
It's when you saw your mother say, you know what, I'm washing my hands of this,
Yeah.
that you realized, because you knew how much your mother loved you.
Yes.
And if my mother was going to let me go right now, that I must be in a very bad place.
Yeah.
That's how you saw it.
Yeah, that's what clicked.
Wow. That's massive. That's the importance of the parent really taking care of themselves, loving themselves.
Yeah.
That's very important, isn't it?
Yeah.
That just
Yeah,
shows you
people.
how important it is for each being on this planet to find love for themselves.
Hmm. And to
Because if
let
your
go.
mother didn't honor herself, if she had continued to put you first, that you would have continued to keep going the wrong way.
That's right.
So that's how we model it. That's how we model change in our lives. That's how we model. That's how we heal our lives, is by giving love to ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's actually how we teach someone to love themselves,
Hmm.
is by giving love to our own self and not allowing what's going on around us to continue to pull us down the hole, into the hole.
Right.
We've got to recognize that the power is ours, that we have the power in our own lives, and that in order for us to move forward, we have to choose and enforce and commit to that power within me. That's something, that's a choice and a decision that your mother made,
Hmm.
that actually was the TSN turning point for you, because you said from 3 to 4 weeks into your engagement with heroin that you had lost control. You recognized that you didn't have control and you wanted to have control, and you were searching for control for 6.5 years. And it wasn't until your mother said, I'm done with you,
Hmm.
that there was a stop inside of you, that you actually took appropriate action.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so important. That's so important, that every human being gives love to themselves. Every
Yeah.
parent. Are you a parent?
No. No, but I support many people, like both in my age range, older, younger, that are personally struggling with like drug addiction to this day. And then I chat with parents too. Like there was an article published in Global News about a year ago about me. I can send you a link if you're curious. And I got a couple calls from people in Alberta and BC, mothers of children, both sons, that were struggling with drug addiction. And I can't relate because I don't have kids of my own, so I don't understand truly what it would be like
Mm.
to experience, that level of powerlessness over your own child. So I seriously admire my mother for finally, doing what she had to do. But I do see that other parents presently struggle, that they're under the impression that if they let go of their child or even push them away, that they may die. But fact is that it's so backwards. In fact, continuing to allow me to come home and allowing me, and feeding me and clothing me while I was using might have actually resulted in, an untimely death.
This is, I
So
think that's so important because that's how backwards our thought paradigm is. That's how
mhm,
backwards our teaching is. That's how backwards life is for us in reality, as life teaches us that we have to be a good parent.
mhm,
And we believe that being a good parent means being there for our child.
right.
And it's true. Being a good parent is being there for our child right up to the point that you stop being there for yourself.
Right. It's a good
And
way to summarize it.
if I don't give love to me, then I do the backwards thing to my child.
Mhm.
I teach my child that it's okay to treat me like a doormat.
Right.
If I don't love me, then I'm modeling to you that it's okay for you to not love me.
Yeah.
And the way that I model to you that it's not okay to engage me that way is by me loving myself and saying, there's a boundary here. That's tough love.
Mhm.
That's tough love. Like,
Yeah.
there's a boundary. That's father's love. There's a boundary. Here's the
Mhm.
boundary, son. You can go up to the line. You can't go past the line. We have no trouble as long as you go up to the line. But if you go
Mhm.
past the line, then we have a problem.
Mhm.
It's a very, very important thing.
Yeah.
We've all got to have love for ourselves. We've all got to give love to ourselves. And sometimes it's it's backwards completely from what the planet has taught us. The planet
Mhm.
has taught us to be good parents, to be good providers for our families,
Yeah.
to be good human beings. These are the things you're supposed to do. And sometimes there's that little bit of like definition, where it turns from, in 3D reality, where it turns from love to actually in an instant, one step further, it's not love anymore. It's actually hating yourself.
Mhm.
If your mother had continued to not love herself, that she would have done such a disservice to you. It's like a 1 degree difference in shift.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, love becomes hate. Love becomes
Mhm.
darkness. Light becomes dark. There's like a 3 dimensional spot where in reality, there's a dividing line between darkness and light. That is
Mhm.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that makes me think of one of the, like, something that I really believe and I embody is that every relationship, friendship, relationship, or other is truly symbiotic in the sense that both people are winning or both people are losing. I do not think it is possible on a true, like, deep energetic level for one person to win, one person to lose. And this is a great example where, like, I ascertain to this day that the maximal expression my mom ever performed for me was to finally cut me off. And that's where I started to heal, and that's where she started to heal. Up
Mhm.
until that point, we were both dragging each other down. And this is true
Mhm.
in every other relationship as well, that
Mhm.
invariably what's best for one person is always best for the other. It just takes one to realize that.
And therefore, it really only takes one person to heal or fix a relationship,
Right.
to initiate it.
Right. Yeah.
One person has to be absolute white light and shower that relationship with absolute white light, which may appear unloving to the other, but is actually absolute love.
Yeah. Oh, I was angry, right? I was
No
furious
doubt.
at the time. I was like, how could you do this? How could you blah, blah, blah? Like, I was not in a very clear headspace. But, weeks, months, years later, I've thanked my mom dozens of times for that moment because it was huge. Of course, like, I needed to clear, the blockages to begin to see that and appreciate that. But yeah, that clarity came with time.
The love for a child. The love for a child. I mean, like you said, you don't have a child, but it's when for so many people. I mean, I have three children, 17, 16, and going to be 9. And what can happen, I think, for a lot of people, a lot of parents, that we can really fall in love with our children more deeply even than we have our partner.
Right.
Sometimes we fall in love with our partners, but then after the 7 year or 7 week or whatever the honeymoon period is for every individual in every relationship, because that's how it is. Every relationship of every kind always goes through a honeymoon period, and then we recognize that this person isn't the solution for my life any longer. And
Hmm.
then we wake up and realize, oh, I still have to manage my own self.
Hmm.
And when that happens, then the relationship really begins. So you may fall in love initially with someone, but then there's a wake up time when you go, oh, this person isn't the solution to my life. Like, there is no other solution. It's not another person. It's always something inside of me that has to happen. But then when we have children with this person, we think again that, oh, this is the real love,
Yeah.
because it came out of me. It's from me. It's of me. Like this child, I'll always love it, and it will always love me. But you'll see it. Even the child will not
Yeah.
love you.
Right.
No matter how much love you give to that child, that doesn't matter. That child will not love you unless you love you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Until you like pull it and go, oh fuck, if I don't love me, this, even the being that I made, that I brought to life, like I gave it life, it's not gonna love me unless I love me.
Right.
So important. So important. Everyone has to love themselves. Everyone has to give love to themselves. The power on our planet is love.
Hmm.
The power of our planet is love. It's the unified force. It's the unifying force. That's what connects us all, is love. And so we can always heal anything in our life with love, and we all have access to this love. And this is the love that we use to heal our own lives, transform our lives, change our lives in any way. Anything that's going on in our life can be healed by an impossible, loving light that is within us. And we can wield it with our choice, with our decisions. That's how we direct our love. That's how love is sent or moved. It's through thought, intention, and it moves from thought reality into three-dimensional reality through words. It's a thought reality. Your mother had to have a thought reality first. While she was away with her mother, she had to think about this and think about this and think about this, and she had to say, I've got to contact my son now after being with my dying mother. I've got to call my son who I love, and I've got to tell him that I love him, but I'm through. She had to put it into words now. She thought it, and then she had to say it, because it's when we say it that it comes into reality. It begins to come into reality. First, it's a thought, and then it penetrates reality with a frequency and a vibration of sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we take it from thought reality into physical reality, is through the tone of our voice vibrating inside of our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Sound, chant, sound, om. Taking the thought reality and bringing it into the physical reality. Thought and breath. We can't have a sound without a breath. It's sound, it's breath, it's thought.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is how we make a life. This is how we transform a life. Because it's thought, it's sound, and then from the sound, after we say it, actions begin after we say it. As soon as we say it, the entire universe conspires to support us. This is the teaching. We have to think it, we have to say it, and then we have to begin to build the action plans in order to bring it into reality.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on with you now, Richard? What's blocking you? What's happening for you? What's turning up in your life now?
So presently I've got like a few different areas of my body where there's pain. Namely right shoulder. About a month ago, it started as what my doctor thinks is a pinched nerve, but without any good reason.
It's your right shoulder?
Yeah, right shoulder.
How's relationship with Dad?
It's pretty good. We see each other every couple weeks. We get along fairly well. He works a lot, and yeah, I mean, it's much, much better today than it used to be. That's for damn sure. I wouldn't say there's any like stress or strain there. We just don't see each other as often as we'd like. Yeah, and then right like low rib near the liver, there's pain in there, and then left hip, left like attachment of the femur and the acetabulum, and then the right rib and left hip started about a year ago. Year and a bit that it just started to hurt, and then it started to hurt more. Then I took some time off the physical activity that I was doing.
How much time did you take off the physical activity?
Back then, a month. So I was doing yoga, I was doing weight training, I was doing calisthenics, I started running, so I kind of like hit it hard all of a sudden. So like I might have strained something or stressed something out, But from that point, like the last year, I've just been doing yoga and some strength training, and I've been much, much more mindful and much more gentle with my physical body. But the pain still persists. You know, it feels like it came down about halfway within the first couple months a year ago. But from that point to now, it's pretty much been the exact same. And like the only other thing that I'll add is that, like, as far as the physical healing, like the physical treatments, the list of things that I've tried is long, like from
Like give me some
physiotherapy,
examples, like massage.
massage,
Yeah.
physiotherapy,
Yeah.
um, acupuncture, both Western and Chinese.
Yeah.
I've done fascial stretch therapy. I've done functional range conditioning. I've done Thai yoga massage.
Hmm.
Um, I've been hypnotized. I've seen
Yeah. Yeah.
osteopaths,
Chiropractic.
chiropractors, like
Yeah.
three of
Yeah.
them.
Looking for the
Um,
answer and all sorts
yeah,
of physical things, trying all sorts of things to try and fix what's
yeah,
wrong with my hip, my rib, my knee, my hip, my rib, and my shoulder. My shoulder.
shoulder, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, it got to the point where my osteopath actually fired me. He said, I've done everything I could think of. There's nothing else I can do. I'm sorry. I don't think, continuing to treat you is going to be worth your money and your time. Good luck. And so I appreciated the honesty, but it's come to the point where, like, within the physical realm, there's nothing else that I haven't tried.
Mm-hmm. I know it. I've been there myself. I know this place very much so.
Yeah.
Have you done plant medicines?
I did a 5-MeO DMT ceremony. That was really cool.
What
Uh,
do you call it? 5-MeO?
yeah, it's DMT. It's a very powerful psychedelic.
I know DMT, but why do you say 5-MeO? What's that? 5 milligrams or 5 grams?
No, 5-methoxy DMT is a slightly different. Um, it's a slightly different drug. It comes from a toad. It's otherwise known as bufoten. It's very similar to the regular DMT, which is NN-DMT. It's just got a slightly different chemical structure. Same intensity, same, like, pretty well same experience. But actually, recently in one of my breathwork sessions, I got the vision that I'll be doing ayahuasca or sitting with ayahuasca this spring or this summer. I had a very powerful and very clear vision come through that I was somewhere warm. I was with at least one other person, and I was sitting with ayahuasca. So that is the intention for this summer.
I did a ayahuasca treatment. I went to the Amazon to try that, to try to solve and fix my life with that. What
Yeah.
about psilocybin?
Psilocybin. Yeah. Yeah. Not in a ceremony, but I've used a fair amount of it time and time again.
So
Um,
you've done that treatment more than one time.
yeah, a few times for sure.
Okay. And what about marijuana?
I use it rarely, occasionally, not so much anymore. Um, CBD seems to help with the pain, but it helps just like a massage. It helps just like Reiki. It helps just like physio. Like, all of it helps for a day or two, and then the pain comes back. Like, Reiki's been really good. Energy healing's been good. Like, tantric healing's been all really good. Like, I've done a lot for these pain
Mm-hmm.
issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has to be something. Uh, I'm gonna say that this is something that, you know, is is a shadow emotion or a shadow energy of your own that's trapped inside of your body. It's being held in these places, and only you as an individual are the one that can take this out. Now, plant medicines can be helpful.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's, if you have to go all the way to the Amazon jungle like I did that. I did make that pilgrimage and do that. That could be the solution. I'm not saying it's not. But psilocybin is just something that is so available here.
Hmm.
That to me it seems like a simpler solution than, you know, getting on a plane and going all the way there to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, I would say psilocybin would be an excellent choice. Just because you come from that heroin, you know, that chemical structured background, that we've also got what am I thinking here? The chemical drug that is closest to plant medicines, but is actually a chemical, would be
I can't remember. I don't know.
it's like what, you know, a lot of guys do, not speed. It's not
Like methamphetamine, you mean?
is it? No, it's not methamphetamine. I don't think it's
Like it's a drug?
yeah. But you know, all the it's a psychedelic drug. It's what?
Okay. It's a stimulant, maybe MDMA, like ecstasy?
No, it's not ecstasy. No, MDMA. It is a stimulant. It's not ecstasy. It's geez, why can't I think of this? Oh man.
Ketamine?
No.
Okay.
It's so popular. Jeez. I mean, it used to be really popular in the 70s, I think more. Everyone, all our parents used to do it in the 70s. It was kind of the drug of the 70s that all the
LSD.
people. LSD, yeah.
That's right.
LSD, have
yeah.
you done that?
Yeah. A few times.
Yeah. So have you done it by yourself in a healing?
No.
In a healing.
No, it's all been recreational.
Right. So I mean, there's a difference between, you know, obviously doing recreational LSD and the same with psilocybin. Like, I'm not suggesting, you know, a recreational involvement with either one of them. I'm suggesting a personal soul healing journey with intention.
Yeah.
With the intention of coming to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing else but this.
Mm-hmm.
For no other reason but what I'm suggesting has to happen is that you need to cry. Have you cried?
Yeah. Most recently, I was in Southern California working with the Sacred Sons, doing their convergence and facilitator training, which is all about like masculine healing and embodiment of both the masculine and the feminine. During breath work, I cry.
Profusely?
Not profusely, no. Like I have some tears. I cry for maybe like a couple minutes. Like my one experience was during Gestalt shadow work in California, where I was crying, I was screaming, I was shaking, and it was huge. It was
And
definitely.
after that, did you feel a freedom, a release of some kind? Was there a change after that?
Yeah, I was like trembling, like shaking for a good half hour.
And after, you know, the days after, was there a big healing? Was there a growth? Was there an expansion of you after that?
I feel like it started it, but I don't feel like it completed it. Like I do think that I totally feel that there's more emotion trapped inside that I haven't been able to touch on.
That's what has to happen. That emotion that you feel that is still trapped inside of you from your 6 or 7 years of trauma, you know, chemical trauma that you put yourself through, that you likely have some thoughts and words and emotions. You may have had some things that happened to you in that 6 and 7 years that were probably pretty dark. Did you have some dark things happen in there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll bet you my evaluation of what has happened is you have trauma, shadow, energy, and emotion blocked inside of your body. It's being held in weak spots within your body, your shoulder, your hip, and your rib. And the only way that that's going to come out is, in my opinion, is it's probably because it was linked to especially drugs, that chemicals will be required to get it out. A chemical interaction is probably going to be required for you to come to the place psychologically that's going to allow this to be released. That would be my suggestion. That this is only going to be released with a treatment with LSD alone. So, you know, book your 12 or 14-hour treatment by yourself. And, you know, a dry sauna would be awesome. A dry sauna, if you could get to a place where you could have a dry sauna and a day and a night, a 24-hour time where you're in and out of the sauna. Cold plunges are awesome. You know, I love the Scandinavian spa. I think it's a wonderful place to heal the body and life. You're going in and out of the treatments, hot and into the cold, and hot and into the cold. You're getting, you know, deep into the physical structure of the body where things can become trapped. Like you said, you've done it all. You've done the massage, you've done the physiotherapy, the acupuncture, you've done the release, you've done the chanting, you've done the meditations. It's not like you haven't done all of the stuff, but what has to happen is it has to happen on that the deepest, most personal level for you, with absolute intention, with even probably financial commitment. Like it may be something that, you know, you have to financially, you know, you're going to have to book this, and like it may be straining you to do it, but you have to intend to go and do it. Like, I'm going on this weekend to heal myself. I would say you should stop the weight training. I would say you should stop the running, the physical pounding on it. Like,
I stopped all that.
Yeah, I would not address it in any way with physical action.
Right.
You've done all the physical action. I mean, you know, you've done yoga and weights and running and all of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's not physical action that's going to get this out. It is internal action that's going to allow this to come free. So I'm going with the intention. I'm coming to cry. I'm coming to let this go. I'm coming to release this. I'm coming to find out what this is. I'm coming to find out who and what you are. I'm here to help you. I'm booking the weekend aside to be with you. I want to know what's in you. I want you to come out. I want you to release. I want you to be free. I accept what has happened. And I'm ready to do the internal work to bring this bit of me that is still hidden inside of my physical structure to the light, to the impossible white light that is within me. Because there is an impossible white light that's within every single one of us. We all have access to an impossible white light that is all-knowing, infinite, all-knowing, all-powerful, and can heal anything. And the way that it does it is through thought and word. And it works with intention. So you need to intend it. Like, I'm booking this weekend. I'm going to take, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month of like very gentle yoga and meditation, preparing myself intentionally to do that. and I'm going there to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that. Why do you call it an impossible white light? Why is it impossible?
Because I mean, we're talking about the light of creation. We're talking about the love of creation. We're talking about the force that created our universe. The light of our sun is the energy that's here on our planet. It gives life to everything here on the planet. It's an
Mm-hmm.
impossible light. If you were to go up to the sun, you couldn't even stand it. It's so powerful.
Right, I see.
At this distance, the impossible light of the sun feels glorious on our skin when we look up at it and we feel it. It feels beautiful. But if you were to get close to it, it's an impossible light. Like you can't even go into it. You can't go to it. However,
Right.
it is the light that creates everything here on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
That is the light. That is the light of the seed. That is the seed light. That is the masculine electric force. That is the decision. That is the boundary. That is the boundary. That is the decision. And it's with a decision, the masculine seed is a decision. The masculine self is thought and mind and decision. That is masculine. That is the seed. And it's from a decision that a flower can grow. You make the decision to plant the seed that the flower can grow. Now, the flowering, the growing, the creation, the growth is what Mother Earth does when it gets hit by the seed light. It gets hit by the light seed from the sun, the masculine energy, that the feminine energy of Mother Earth explodes into life from the impossible light of our sun.
Mm-hmm.
The feminine explodes and creates. So with
Right.
the decision in your masculine mind that you make that I'm coming to heal, I'm going to heal, I am accepting all things, I am ready to accept all things, I am ready to release all things, I am the thing in that can heal my life. I am the power. I am the force. This is within me. This is in my life. Therefore, I am the one that can heal it. I am the only one that can heal it. And I'm coming with the intention to heal it. And I know what that means. I need to let it go. And that means I'm going to have to cry.
Yeah.
I'm coming ready to cry. And I'm going to use a chemical in order to facilitate this. I'm going to use LSD or I'm going to use psilocybin. I'm suggesting LSD because you're coming from a chemical as strong as heroin, that I'm going to say it's likely and very possible that you'd need to use a chemical in order to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
So under the influence of this chemical with this intention that you're taking this chemical in order to reach to this shadow energy within you that's trapped in your shoulder, that's trapped in your rib, that's trapped in your hip, and you're coming for it, and you're coming to let it go, and you're coming to let it go, and you're going to give it your love.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to embrace it. You are going to sit with it. You're going to feel it. You're going to be with it. You're just going to breathe with it. You're going to breathe into it. You're going to breathe around it. You're going to palpate it. You're going to adjust your body. You're going to sit in it. You're going to put yourself in any position that's required for you to allow it to come out of you. And you're going to assure it that it is loved by you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to spend that 10, 12, 14 hours, whatever it's going to take until you let it go.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
Just make a decision. Just
Yeah.
make a decision. You know, I'm ready. I'm ready to let this go. I've done all the physical world treatments.
Yeah.
I've done all
Yeah,
the
I've been,
physical world treatments. I've done them all. But you know what
yeah.
treatment I haven't done fully is I haven't exposed the darkness to the impossible light within me with my intention. I have impossible light within me. I have the force of the universe within me. I have that force in me. We all do. It's believing that we all have that force within us.
Mm-hmm.
It's believing that. I believe that I'm connected to the force of our universe. I believe I'm a piece of that light. I believe that light is in me, and I believe that light is the creating light that creates all things. The light of our sun creates everything here. There's nothing that could possibly be beyond it.
Right.
And that light is within me, and I wield that light with my thoughts and my words. That's how I create, with my light. So if I come with the intention that I'm coming this weekend that I've scheduled, I'm coming to bring my light within me to shine it clearly and completely upon whatever my issue is, whether it's pain in my shoulder or it's body weight that I have to lose or change, or it's financial problem that I have to lose or change, or it's a relationship that I need to build or change. Whatever it is I have to build or change or create in my life, it happens from thought and word and then physical action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
That's just bringing whatever you have into alignment with you.
Mm-hmm.
Taking responsibility for it. I have to take
Mm-hmm.
responsibility for whatever is in my life, my body weight, my financial situation, my relationship situation, my future situations. I need to line them all up with the impossible white light that is within me. I do that with my thoughts, my words, and my actions. I need to align myself with the white light within me, with my thoughts, words, and my actions, and all of them need to be in alignment for me to be completely free. For the white light that's in my root to come out and express fully, completely through me in every single way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only each being can heal or change their life. Only the individual being can heal or change their life. Every single being can heal or change their life, but they got to stop looking sometimes outside.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're looking for that answer in massage or acupuncture, and I did too, so I'm not blaming you in any way. I explored all things externally before I, fully took complete responsibility for whatever issues I had and took it into my own hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming up on 50 now, so I've been through my traumas in my life. I've been bankrupt a few times. I lost a parent and relationship in my life, and I've been arrested in front of my children, and some things just put you in such a disastrously dark place that you have to find the light within you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That everyone around you is speaking poorly about you.
Mm-hmm.
Even your mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even your father, even your partner, even your children. Everyone is just speaking poorly about you. Nevertheless, that your intention was not dark. Your
Right.
intention was never dark. So although everything around you in your life may be dark, your intention wasn't dark, and you've got a plate of darkness. However, you believe, nevertheless, regardless of what's going on around you in the physical world, no matter what's happening, no matter what the scale says, no matter what the bank account says, no matter what your partner or anybody, parent, is saying to you, no matter what your doctor or your physiotherapist or anyone says about your prognosis, no matter whatever limitation or lack anyone has put upon you, you are impossibly white regardless. That's a decision. No matter what anyone says, I'm impossibly white light. I have impossible white light within me, and I'm going to put my impossible white light out and push it out through me, no matter what anybody says about me. That's a decision. That's a decision made within the masculine mind. And when you make a decision, the universe conspires to support you. And the feminine bit of us begins to create in the way that you have decided it to. The feminine bit is the creative bit. It is the bit that creates our reality. But the problem with the feminine bit is it'll create all over the place if it's not guided by the boundary of the masculine mind.
Like container, right?
It's got to be a container contained by the masculine mind. So that's why choosing a date for this, and choosing a location, and choosing a substance, all of these things that you're choosing are all decisions that you're making within your masculine mind, coming with the intention to heal this. Coming with the intention to bring this issue to the impossible light that is within you. Setting that intention up. Setting up that healing intention weekend that you're coming to do it.
Yeah.
That's a retreat. That's a personal retreat for yourself, right? That's a self-healing retreat.
Yeah, cool. I like it. That sounds good.
That's it. That's how we create change in our lives, with whatever it is. Right? We bring it right down to the absolute truth. The absolute truth is that everything arises from the same place. It's all the same stuff at its root, and that even the pain that we have within our body, or the pain that we have in our financial situation, or the pain that we have with our health, our disease, or body weight, it doesn't matter what the issue is. All issues in three-dimensional reality all arise from the same place, the impossible white light of our sun, which is the light that is beaming from the back of the universe, the light that's coming from the back of the cosmos. The origin is the unmanifest space. It's coming from the unmanifest space where the creator is, where creation is, the absolute is, and it is shining from there a light into the universe that is, shining a light that is received by the earth. That light is received by the earth, and the earth takes that light, the Mother Earth, the magnetism. We're electromagnetic beings, the electricity of light and the magnetism of Mother Earth. That's what we are. We are two. We are the masculine and the feminine. We are the electric and the magnetic. We are the being that has the power to marry these two forces.
Mm-hmm.
That is our gift. We are the third piece of the triangle. Sun, earth, and the being upon the earth. We are the highest evolved being upon the earth. We are the limit of physical consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
We are the cosmos, the unmanifest, coming here as light, coming here as earth, father and mother, and we are the child, the being which creates the Trinity, triangle. We are the being that creates the Trinity, that creates the triangle, that marries the two forces, masculine and feminine, within ourselves. So we can marry those two energies within us. That can happen with a choice, with a decision. That's the only way that the human being can change direction, is by changing direction of choice, by changing their decisions, by changing their choices. They can change their direction, and they can heal or fix or change anything in their life. And that happens with thought, with word, with action.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds like I've got a solid plan
I love it.
figure this out.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, I love this plan. I love that I'm a part of it. I love the, I would love to, you know, involve myself in any way that's required in the plan. So if you wanted to do, you know, connect and do a meditation or a yoga class together before you went, I would be totally cool with that. If you wanted to connect after, I'd be totally cool with that.
Yeah, that would be great.
You know, either way you want to go, I would say, you know, make your dates, plan your dates, and keep me in the loop about how I can be, you know, in any way an assistant in helping you move forward with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, just and it's awesome that just in the last month I've had a few like you know how the universe will start to align and synchronicities take place, and like one of my friends just got back a week ago from like a deep dive psilocybin experience with a shaman somewhere. And he said it was fantastic. And then another friend just like 2 days ago said that she's planning on sitting with ayahuasca in April. So it's like these bits and pieces of these ideas started to flow in a month ago, right? So the timing is, I mean, the timing is always perfect, but this is one of those situations.
Yes, isn't it the truth? The timing is always perfect. That's right. That's right. When the time is right, the answer arrives. The clarity arises. The answer that we need, the teacher arrives. Right? When we're ready, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. When the pupil is ready, the message arrives.
Yeah, that's right. I feel that.
Awesome.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks a lot, John. I appreciate it sincerely.
Awesome, Richard. Awesome, buddy. Thank you, man. Thank you for the time. I appreciated spending it with you. I love having open and honest conversations. I love expressing my light. I love expressing white light. I love sharing white light with people. I love to do that. So, you know, I'm always happy to do that for anyone, anytime.
Cool. Yeah, this I'll share also with you. This Sunday we have an event here in Hamilton called Soul Talks, where people share kind of just you did or how I did, just parts of our story. So things that we're passionate about, or things that we've been through, or things that we're going through, or things that we found have support us. And it was started I think 7 or 8 months ago by a group of us here in Hamilton. So like right now we rent out Staircase Theater, just
Nice.
downtown
I know
Hamilton.
that place on Dundurn.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you wanted to come out, I'll send you the link to it and I can put you on the guest list. Because I think
Cool.
it'd be really cool to have you speak at one of these events. And
Wow,
if
I would love to speak at one of these. And
yeah.
if it doesn't happen this Sunday, then for sure I would love to do it at another time. Only because I did make a commitment for this Sunday to be working on
Okay.
something of mine for this Sunday. But do you do this every Sunday or?
No, it's every month in Toronto and then every other month in Hamilton. But I'll
Oh,
send you the
wow.
links for it and we'll definitely have you out.
Okay, for
Um,
sure. I would love to be there. I would
yeah.
love to be a part of it. I would love to speak there.
Yeah, because there's a rapidly expanding, growing community of people that are into these sorts of things, like within the realm of healing and spirituality and mindfulness. So it's been really cool to be a part of and watch this spring up in Hamilton because it's been in Toronto within like the ecstatic dance scene and yoga scene for a couple of years. But sharing these things, at least on a conceptual level and then experiential level, has been really, really healing for many people that I've witnessed over the last little while. So I'll send you the links to it. You can check it out, and then
Nice.
yeah, and then we'll touch base again sometime soon.
Yeah, man. So cool. Great to meet you, man.
Cool. Thanks, John.
Okay, brother. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks
You
again.
too. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.